England's World Cup squad. I'm going to read the squad that's announced earlier this afternoon, and you can let me know what you think.
Go on.
Jordan Pickford, Nick Pope, Aaron Ramsdale. No Dean Henderson. Don't know what you think of that. But
He's played for Forest, so...
Alexander Arnold, Cody, Eric Dier, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Trippier, Walker, Ben White, Bellingham, Gallagher, Jordan Henderson, Mason Mount, Phillips, Declan Rice. The forwards, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, James Maddison, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Raheem Sterling, Callum Wilson and Josh Windass.
Tell big Dean Windass to not call you during the podcast. Big shout out Dean Windass. How has Eric Dier got in the team in front of Fikayo Tomori? How?
Yeah, but we said this before, you only want Tomori in because he played for Derby once upon a time.
Just what are you talking about? Absolute nonsense. I'm saying he's better than Dier, is he not?
I don't know.
Well, you're talking, Dave.
Can I just say this? How many times have you watched him this season?
More times than I've watched Josh Windass.
Yeah, but you never watched Josh
How many AC Milan games have you watched this season?
I watched him 4 or 5 times.
And how many times do you reckon Southgate's been to see him?
He didn't play very well in the Champions League game, in the game against Chelsea. He didn't play very well in that game. But I'm saying his consistency for AC Milan is better than Dier's is for Tottenham.
Okay,
Fact.
I'm not saying Tomori shouldn't or should be in the squad, but if you're basing it on how well who's doing, then Chris Smalling should be in the squad.
I think Smalling's a shout.
Listen to me.
I can't believe nobody's even brought him into
Smalling should be in the
conversation.
squad as well.
Because he's been better than Tomori in Serie A.
For the last couple of years.
Smalling's never been great on the ball, but he's a solid defender. Solid defender.
They're all. I think there's a lot of, everyone's got an opinion on who should be in the squad.
Southgate shouldn't be getting on the plane.
No, everyone's got an opinion on who should be in the squad, yeah. But I don't understand why people who are not just fans get angry.
Get irritated.
I don't know why they get angry about what Southgate's decision he's making. He's the manager.
No, I was only messing there about the Southgate thing. But I think England's form's dropped massively, hasn't it? They've been awful, haven't they? In these, I know they are friendlies, but it's not the best form to be going into a World Cup for.
No, it's
and
not.
Half the anger has all been about, is James Maddison going to get on the plane? But I don't know, Reece James isn't going to be fit enough. I think that's a big. I think that's a real bad thing for England because I think he is the best right back. But Trippier's a good player, isn't he? He's playing really well. He's playing some of his best football, isn't he, for Newcastle at the moment? Yeah,
I think Reece being out, it's a big blow. But at the same time, if England play a 4 at the back, Reece wouldn't have played anyway because Kyle Walker would play.
Do you think they should? I know Southgate prefers 3, don't I? But do you think it should be a 4 at back? I like a 4 at back.
I prefer 4 at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he will play a 3. I think he will play a 3, and I think he'll play.
So those
3-4-3.
So those names that are there, just the defence, right? So you're talking about Tomori. You're saying Tomori should be there. Would you start him?
No.
Right.
But I'm just saying, Eric Dier's been good for England in the past, but he's been dire for Tottenham.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah.
He's not been great, has he? He just. Why are we?
They are 3rd in the Premier League though.
But
And he's played every minute.
But
because Tottenham get hammered.
How many goals have they conceded this season?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
They're right up there with conceding goals. I'm sure they are.
But my point is, Tottenham and Conte get abused for the style of football, which obviously is at the minute not as pretty as the other teams in the top 6.
They got beat to Forest yesterday as well, by the way, which is they've not won a trophy for 20 years. What are they doing?
They're still 3rd in the Premier League.
Okay, great. They're not going to win a trophy.
Well, you don't know that though, do you?
Listen, if Tottenham get into the Champions League, it is a good result. But the Tottenham fans don't like the style of play, and it's already trending. Conte, I can't see him. I can see him probably lasting the season. You think he's going to be there next season?
Yeah.
The 3rd.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Of course,
It doesn't matter. They want a good style
Tottenham
of
in the
football.
last 5-6 years hadn't even made top 4.
No, I understand that, but
until he came in.
Yeah, no, there's arguments for both. I like Conte. I'm a big Conte fan, but I'm saying...
Is this a chat about Conte or a chat about England squad?
Yeah, I know, we've gone off topic.
It's gone off the subject a little bit, yeah.
Eric Dier and Tomori are...
Who would you pick, okay? If you had
I don't think the decision was... I don't think Southgate was in his boardroom saying, is it Dier or Tomori?
No, but if you had to pick one of the two, which one are you picking?
Eric Dier.
Oh my God.
Because his experience at that level.
I've played against Tomori. I've played against Tomori when he was at Derby, but me, hand on my heart, have not seen Tomori play more than twice this season. So I couldn't tell you if he was the best defender in the world or the worst.
Yeah.
I do not know. I've not seen him play, and I watch a lot of a lot of football, German football. I generally haven't seen much of AC
So
Milan.
all right, so forget that one. So what about taking players that aren't fit, carrying injuries, or just not having match minutes? What's
You talk about anyone in particular?
Calvin
or?
Phillips.
So there's all right. So there's Calvin. There's Kyle Walker. There's Maguire not having many minutes. Can't get into Man United. Is there anybody else?
The Harry Maguire one is difficult because
he's been solid for England.
Really?
Listen,
Like,
and
he's-
also,
he's
you know
never
what I
not
like about
performed
him
for
as well
Southgate.
is when the pressure's on. Look at shootouts. Look at things like that. When the pressure's on, he will step forward.
Yeah,
he gets
100%.
slated for United, but for England, he's solid. And that, for me, somebody that puts their hand up and says, "Yeah, I'll take the pen and I'll go up there and
Somebody
put myself
won
on
on the
the
plane, innit?
That's something you need around these young players that are there as well to be able to, you know. And like I said, he's never let England down really.
Yeah, and the one with Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's been England's best player at the tournaments and the games
And
before.
Kyle Walker's a consistent.
He's a joke.
He's
a joke.
He's consistently
I
great.
think that, but do you not? What I'm saying is, if you're carrying 3 or 4 that aren't fit or in that sort of, I said it before on his last pod. When we've taken people like Rooney or
Beckham.
Rashford or Becks, when they've not been fully fit, they've been injured and coming in, or they're carrying injury, and we're pinning the ropes on them, they can't perform at that level. You know that if you're carrying a knock or if you're not 100% fit.
It's horrible.
Does that, with the amount of players that are in there, that would you say that's a worry or not?
Yeah, but I don't think any of those players who carry knocks or whatever you're saying, I don't think any of those play
Right.
from the start.
I would go along with that.
So I think he's taking them for if Declan Rice gets injured,
Yeah.
Phillips will play.
Yeah.
Do you not think Phillips is going to start with Declan Rice? I do.
No.
I do.
I think
I
that's
do.
a big shout.
Jude Bellingham and Rice
Jude
play.
Bellingham for me.
Wow, yeah, Jude Jude
Bellingham and Rice, definitely.
No, he's unreal at the moment. He's unreal at the moment.
I think Bellingham and Rice play, and the public won't like it, but I think he'll play Mason Mount in front of them.
You see,
You think they're going to start Foden on the bench? Foden
No,
has to play every game.
I think they're going to
Has to play
play.
every game.
I don't think Grealish starts.
No chance.
I think they're going to play. Not what I think. I think Southgate's going to play. If I was to guess, I've just said Maguire. I think Maguire will play. Maguire, Stones. Walker.
3.
Well, but
Kieran
is
Trippier.
Walker not going to be fit? I thought Walker would
I
be
think he'll
fit
be-
for the end of the group game. So
I
would
don't
you
know. I
go
don't
for a
know. I
round?
thought he was fit for the games.
I heard he was fit as well.
Oh, is he?
But if he's
I've
not,
heard
then
so, yeah.
if he's not, then I'll take this back.
Right.
But I think they'll go Walker, Stones, Maguire,
Sure.
Trippier right wing back. I'd go Trent, but they'll go Trippier right
Yeah.
wing back. Shaw. I think they'll go Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Kane, Sterling, and Mount. I don't think they're going to play Phil Ford.
You can
It's
play.
ridiculous, but I don't think they're
You
going
can play Trent against Iran in those group
Yeah.
games. I agree with
Yeah.
that. Trent, by the way, Trent's an unbelievable player, so I don't want to hear that. He is. He just can't defend.
Did you see the
Simple
game
as
the
that.
other day when-
He can't defend, Josh.
Who did they
What
play
about
the other
Tammy
day?
Abraham? Why isn't he on the plane?
He's not had a great season this season. He's in form-wise. Last 10 games or like that, where I've not seen him, but they're saying his form's dipped off. Last season he had a great season.
Ivan Toney?
But
Yeah.
that's a big one. That is.
Tony.
Has he gone for experiencing Callum Wilson over Ivan Toney?
I genuinely think it's because he's in this betting thing that's happening. Have you not seen it?
No.
He's getting that there's a case going on with the FA and people now that he's been betting on
Yeah.
football.
I suppose we don't know about the outcome of that.
No,
Right, it is
nobody
what it
knows
is.
the case, but I'm assuming because it's an FA case and the FA is England. Can they? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
For some reason, I'm always like really delusional about England. I think, oh yeah, they're going to win this year. They're going to do it this year. I'm really not optimistic.
But that's good.
I
That's
think
good. They're gonna surprise him.
I think they'll scrape. No, they'll get through the group as they'll do. They'll get through the group, and I just think as soon as they play a Portugal or a France or a Brazil, it's game over.
Do you think he's took Madison just so everyone stops hammering him?
Yes,
everybody else,
100%.
And he's just going to leave him
I
sat
don't think
there?
he was on that plane until he saw the public.
But it's
hammering.
mad. See that? Do you know what annoys me about that? Yeah, because James Maddison should be going to the World Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
But it shouldn't take the public and the media to basically say to Gareth Southgate, you are a disgrace if you don't pick this player. I don't know why he didn't just come out and say, I'm the manager. Like, if I don't want to pick a player, I ain't picking him.
But why?
And
do you
then
think,
because of the media agenda for James Maddison, I don't hear any like Abiri Eze should go, who's been a joke as well. And like There's no cries out.
Madison in a team that's struggling. He's been
a joke, and he was the other night. They played the other night on the TV.
Yeah.
He was a joke against Everton.
Yeah.
But Eze's been class, and I don't hear any pundits saying it's a joke if Eze don't go. It's like I feel like there's a bit of narrative and agenda sometimes pushed towards certain players, and I think regardless, James Maddison, in my opinion, should have gone the World Cup. But I feel like a lot of it is pressurised by the media and the public.
What's England's best team? Like, do you know? I know you've said what team you think they're going to start.
What would I play?
Yeah, what would you play? Not if you're the England manager, Josh Windass, but I'm saying if you.
I'll be the England no. Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Ramsdale in goal.
Would you?
No, not for me.
Not for me.
Kyle Walker. He's Sheffield lad, and you get him in. Kyle Walker. Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
John Stones.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw. Bellingham. Rice.
Yeah.
Foden.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Kane.
Yeah.
Rashford.
You'd start Rashford.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from Rashford and the goalkeeper, I would agree with you on the same team.
Rashford and Grealish. Don't know. Sterling right, either Rashford or Grealish left, depending on opposition.
So where would you?
I'd start Grealish against the teams that you don't have, that you have loads of the possession against.
Iran.
And the teams that you have to counter-attack against, I'd play Rashford.
Okay.
So how do you see? So all this clamour to get Maddison on plane to get him there. How do you see him fitting into the England team?
I don't think Gareth Southgate puts him in.
No, forget about Gareth Southgate. But if you're,
how would I put him in?
If
in my opinion, he'd be my second choice to Phil Foden. Right. If Phil Foden wasn't fit, he would be in my number 10 position.
Number 10.
He's got to be the one. If Phil Foden gets brought off, he's got to be the one coming on.
I agree.
Due to form.
I agree.
Due to form.
I agree. Phil Foden is England's number 10.
I
in
think
my
he's
opinion,
England's
I don't
best
think
player.
it's debatable.
I think he's England's best player.
He should be England's number 10 with the number 10 on his back.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
But he's not going to. I don't think he'll start him.
I love Mason Mount, by the way.
You know what I do, but I just don't think.
He's not as good as Phil Foden, is he?
Not.
It's as simple as that. He's just not as good as Phil Foden.
That's what I was saying. Do you know when there was an outcry about James Maddison? It sounds like I don't rate James, but James Maddison's an unbelievable player. He's not better than Phil Foden.
No, he isn't.
In my humble opinion.
Nobody really says he is, though.
No, but but that might be Southgate might think. Well, he might think he's not better than Mount either, and whether you agree with that.
He's not better.
I think he's better than Mount.
He is better than Mount. Surely that's not even a debate, is it?
No, but it must be. Southgate obviously doesn't think he is.
No, obviously.
He obviously doesn't.
He trusts England managers all like.
What did you think to Mount when he was at Derby?
He was unbelievable. That was because he's playing in the Championship.
No, I was just asking a question. I just wanted to see if you actually liked him.
Watch the game against Wednesday. Tear him apart.
That wasn't there then.
Yeah.
He was unreal.
Him and Tomori, by the way. But
Tomori, I remember playing against Tomori.
Mason Mount is a top player, and Gareth Southgate obviously trusts him. But I'm saying Mason Mount. I love Mason Mount, but Phil Foden is a better player. I don't even see how it's even a debate.
Yeah, but
Phil Foden's
there is a
unreal.
debate, obviously, because that's football. And if you sat here with Gareth Southgate,
Foden and Bellingham are probably England's best players.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you were sat here with Southgate and you said Maddison, Mount, it's not even a debate, he'd probably be going, well, hang on a minute. I think there is a debate.
For me, I think this could be his
coming out party.
His launch pad. I just think.
I think Bellingham has to play.
100%. He's in such great form. I think he's fearless. Obviously, he's got technical ability. Obviously, he's scoring now. He's scoring in Champions League. He's not just scoring in Bundesliga. He's 19 years old.
How much have you watched the Bellingham though? Same question.
I've watched him quite a lot.
Mate,
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, we watch him quite a lot.
Okay.
I played against Bellingham when he was 16.
Yeah, Bellingham, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know he was 16 at the time, but I knew he was a young kid.
Yeah.
He was like massive, like smashing players and that, and he was 16-year-old. I was like, what's going on here? I scored 2 that game. I was thinking, this kid's.
Was that against their under-17s?
No, that was against Birmingham. But
Josh is playing under-15s against Blues in the reserves and.
No, he was 16 though, and he was good.
Yeah.
And like for a 16-year-old kid to be that physical and that strong and that good, he was like, he's gonna.
He's some player.
But do you know when he moved for 25 million? I was like. It's a lot of money that for a 16-year-old. Now look at him now, he's probably worth 150 million.
You thought Haaland was only going to get 10 goals as well, didn't you? That's another subject.
I don't remember that, but I did.
Yeah.
But no, what about the goalkeepers?
I just think Pickford. You have to pick him. He's solid for England, he is.
What about your mate Dean Henderson, not in the squad? He'll be disappointed though, won't he?
No, I like Dean Henderson, even though he plays for those lot.
No, but he will be disappointed. He comes across as a sort of geezer who...
I genuinely...
Look how he was peed off with not replacing De Gea as
Yeah,
number one.
he'll have thought. I'm saying.
Has he been amazing for Forest though?
I don't know.
I think he's been okay. I like Dean Henderson. I rate him as a goalkeeper, by the way, but has he been unbelievable?
I'm happy with those three.
Yeah, I am as well.
You only need two, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Nick Pope's flying at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Ramsdale's top of the Premier League.
Yeah.
And Jordan Pickford's England number one. So I don't know if Henderson's got much complaints.
It's hard, isn't it?
What about
Did
Conor
you see-
Gallagher?
I was going to say it shouldn't be on the plane.
That's a strange one.
I like Conor Gallagher. Really good player, great potential. Should not be anywhere near a flight to Qatar. It's a joke, innit? There should be literally. There should be a guy at the terminal doing this to block. Get off there. This player. No offence to Conor Gallagher. Great, looks like a really good player, promising talent. What are you doing, putting him on that plane to Qatar? It's a joke, isn't it?
I don't know if it's a joke, but he's you know, you've got a Eze who's been playing well, and then you've got, I can't even think of other players off the top of my head, but I saw an interview with Southgate today and he got asked why he picked Conor Gallagher and he said because he's got really good pressing. And I mean, it shouldn't get you in an England squad, should it?
Pressing? What?
That's a buzzword though, isn't it?
It shouldn't get you in an England squad, that though, should it?
Flipping,
and I'm not saying he's not good, the kid plays for Chelsea, he's obviously a really good player.
I don't think he's
But
not,
the England
he's not
manager
enough
said
to
he's
be-
picked him because he's got really good pressing. And in my opinion, that shouldn't get you to a World Cup playing for England.
No.
Yeah.
Because, N'Golo Kante is the best presser in the world.
Is he English?
And he's the best player ever. So get Conor Gallagher on the plane.
Oh, Kante's wicked.
But again, Conor Gallagher not going to play, is he?
No, but like Conor Gallagher, like what I just said, I know that's probably going to get clipped off. But what is he doing picking him for an England team?
Well, what do you think the reason he's picked him for?
No idea. Absolutely zero.
Like, put yourself in Southgate's situation
honestly-
for right now. Why has he picked Conor
I don't
Gallagher?
know.
I cannot.
I don't know. He must. He,
Begin
again,
to
he
process.
he'll trust him and he'll think he's solid.
He'll think he's good off the ball. But
He must have been watching Conor Gallagher thinking he can do a job in a certain
Lovely hair.
but nice hair. But like, and honestly, what are you doing? What is he doing?
I do think it's a strange one.
What's his thought process there? Who would you have in front of you?
I'm
You
trying
pick
to
10
think.
people in front of him.
Well, he's took someone out then, hasn't he? Who would normally be in it? Because Gallagher's not normally in the England squad, is he?
Who's he took out?
Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse.
Yeah. Took him out.
Prowse.
You had a good night against him yesterday, didn't you?
Well, he scored 2 penalties actually. One in the game, one in the shootout. So get him in for his set pieces. But I do think James Ward-Prowse.
Trippier's set piece king, though, isn't he? What unbelievable, isn't he?
I know, but
You've got enough
I'm trying
players
to work out if
for set
that
piece.
would have been his decision, Southgate's decision.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse or Gallagher must have been.
Yeah.
So it's.
But Conor, he doesn't play for Chelsea. Doesn't start. As you can see, the room is slightly different. We're just going to pick up where we left off.
Tell him why it's different.
Because Janet...
The hotel that Sam sorted, yeah?
Well, I never sorted it, did I? I'm staying here at the moment.
He's in this hotel, says he runs the gaff.
Ding-a-ling.
We've just been kicked out and booted out by some absolute scuddies in the room next door.
Well, to be fair, Janet weren't very happy when she came in the room, and she just told us to basically
Get out.
sling-
So
you've
we're
not
in
paid
the
your bill.
room
sling your hook.
and we'll carry on where we left off, which we think was England.
Was about Conor Gallagher, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but we
but
want to move subjects.
we don't wanna carry on talking about Conor
we don't want
Gallagher
to dig him
because
out too much.
I think he's a good player.
Yeah, me too.
Sam clearly doesn't.
That's an absolute out and out
Sam don't
lie.
think he's good, clearly, does he, Dave?
Sam just thinks he's a better footballer than everybody.
You think Conor Gallagher's honking?
Pair of twats. Listen, Conor Gallagher's a great player, but I don't think he should be on the aeroplane to Qatar.
We've mentioned Ivan Toney already, but I just want to mention the penalty shootouts. Do you think it's weird he's not took him because of that, and maybe Ward-Prowse a little bit because of that?
I think it's strange that Ivan Toney's not getting on the plane due to his.
I thought it was strange that he got picked for the last couple of games and never got any minutes at all. That was strange.
Yeah.
That was weird.
So
That
the
was
fact that he
weird.
didn't get played in those games kind of tell you that he's not really.
Yeah, and
going.
he played. Now you've said that, it's made me think back. He played Kane in the third game, which meant nothing.
Yeah.
Knowing Kane's is number 9,
Yeah.
so Kane's going anyway, and he still didn't give him a minute. That was bizarre, but I feel sorry for him that he's not going. He's arguably been one of, if not the best striker in the Premier League
He's in
this year.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard done.
Don't
by.
say he's not the best player. Come on, Josh.
No.
You think he's better than Erlang? We won't talk about
I think
Erlang.
he's miles better than Alan. No, I'm in English.
Yeah.
But I didn't
No
prioritise that.
problem. I've got no
English.
problem with that. Yeah,
I'm
I
in
agree.
English.
Go on, we'll just do a prediction on how England you think they're going to do in the World Cup. I know we have said this before, but like things change due to the team selection.
Before you said that, just are you happy with the squad? That's all. That's it.
Do you want a fully honest?
As an England fan that wants England to win the World Cup, are we happy with the squad?
Do you want a fully honest opinion on that? And it's going to sound horrifically bad though.
Without.
Don't be.
I want England to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
But the squad that got picked, I could not give a flying fuck who got picked.
Why is that?
Like, what has it got to do with me?
You're English.
Gareth Southgate's squad, he's doing his job, he's getting paid to do it. If he picks a squad that don't win, it's down to him. I just support whoever he picks.
Yeah.
Like, I want England to win the World Cup.
You mean you don't care about the fact who he's picked? You just care about what's going to happen in the tournament.
I want one of them players who's like, if you don't pick him, it's an absolute joke.
We're 100% going to reel him saying that. You know, that's a fact.
You pick who you've got to pick to win, and then we'll back you once it's been picked.
Yeah.
And if it turns out the wrong decision, then after the tournament, I'll say, in my opinion, should have played Maddison, should have played Foden.
Yeah,
should have
okay.
done it. But until then, because remember when he played Trippier left back in the first game of that game, everyone had him executed.
Yeah.
Then they got to the final.
But going into it, you got a lot of stake going into Euros.
Yeah, because you two are England fans, yeah.
I'm not having it though, but that Euros we should have won that.
Yeah, no, but
there's no
listen-
excuses.
But we did great. We got to the final.
No, it's not.
Listen.
It is.
You two are England fans, yeah. I generally couldn't care less who got in the squad. I wanted Reece James to go because I played with him. I wanted a couple of lads who
And he's England's best right back.
Yeah, I wanted a couple of lads who had no ish to go because obviously it's best thing in the world to go to a World Cup. But I couldn't really care less who goes because I've got no affiliation to any of the players or the manager. I just want the country to win. Do you as a fan actually care who was in the squad?
Me personally, I don't. It's not. I just think maybe he could have gone. But overall, I'm actually all right with the squad.
You'd be on board for Qatar for Conor Gallagher.
No, you're digging him out now. It's
not me.
Don't be. No, I just simply said that he shouldn't be getting on the plane, and you agree as well. And you just won't go out and write.
I think I care a little bit more about the starting 11 though than the squad.
Facts, and that's what I'm saying. We've got a very, very good starting 11. We have. If they all fire on all cylinders, we've got a chance of doing well in this World Cup.
I regret swearing.
If you're a footballer, you'll swear.
Yeah, it's all right. You're never cutting that out.
What I care about more right now, looking at the squad, is he's got some good players in that team.
Yeah.
You've got to. I don't want this. We're going to a World Cup to win a World Cup. Don't go to a World Cup not to lose. That's my big thing with Southgate sometimes.
100% sets up to not win, to not get beat.
I think you've got to go for it. You're in a World Cup, man. It comes around every 4 years.
We say this every World Cup, though, don't we? About every manager. Do we not?
I've got two questions for you.
Go on.
Who wins the World Cup, and where do England get knocked out in the World Cup if they don't win?
I think Argentina look really good. I think they look good for it.
Who do you think will win the World Cup?
I think Brazil will win the World Cup this year.
It's a good shout as well.
I think Brazil will win the World Cup.
It's the first time we agree on something that.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Brazil will win the World
I'd
Cup.
rather
And I
Brazil
think,
win it than Argentina.
really regrettably, I think England get knocked out in the quarters.
I do as well.
I've said that
before as well.
I'm more optimistic where I think we can get semis. But if I put my realistic hat on, then I'd say quarters as well. Yeah, but
Imagine we never got out of the groups.
No, don't
That
say
could
that.
it could
Don't say
happen.
that.
The form they're in.
Couldn't happen.
What are you talking about? The form they're in.
Iran.
Yeah.
America.
It's a one-off game. It's a one-off game.
No.
If
a one-off
America
game.
beat us,
No,
Wales could.
The Wales game. Listen, that's like you know what it's like when it's a
You know what
derby.
Gareth
where
Bale's like.
Anything goes in those sort of games.
Gareth Bale can turn up to put. He can put his boots and think, I'm going to cause havoc today.
He is the definition of big game player,
Yeah,
Gareth Bale.
100%.
Even the other night I know it's America.
I watched it.
Every final he scores in.
I know. Yeah.
I know
turns
it's
up
off
for
subject,
every-
but it's like Didier Drogba, the ultimate big game
He's a
player.
big game player, old
the
Gareth.
ultimate big game player.
Reminds me of me, lost every semi-final I've played in. Anyway.
Right.